Life can change in an instant. For many wheelchair users, the struggle to push forward is a daily challenge.
After years of development and countless prototypes, we created Rib Grips, the revolutionary wheelchair hand rim covers with built-in ribs for ultimate grip and comfort.
No more slick surfaces, no more heat burns, just pure, reliable grip. Rib Grips, empowering you to push forward with ease. Rib Grips, get a grip on your freedom. Discover the difference. Visit ribgrips.com and use promo code GRIP today. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Andrew G, and welcome to another great episode of The Public Affair. Before we get started, of course, I want to start by thanking you guys so much for all your love and support of the show. We've been going strong for so long, and I'm just so honored and proud of how well the show is still being received over a year and a half later. You guys are truly the goats, and I completely appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Of course, to my team at Rogue Media Network, Mike and Allison, who work so hard to make my episodes look and sound as great as they can. You guys are the best, and I truly appreciate it. Such blessings. Before we get started with my really special guest and somewhat highly requested, I definitely want to give a shout out to a few of our sponsors of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to you by, of course, Joe Olvera at Four Brothers Constructions, who I love. Joe Olvera and his team are providing custom home designs and renovations. They also focus on roofing, remodeling, plumbing, tree removal, electrical work, and so much more. His entire team of snacks are on call and available whenever you need them. Make sure you call the number on the screen for any of that work done. Joe, thank you so much for being a longtime sponsor of The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you. Of course, to my boy Frank Biza with B&J Refinishing. He focuses on resurfacing bathtubs, counters, sinks, tiles, and more to original showroom quality. He offers 5-year warranty on most work and has the best prices in town. And we all know that Frank doesn't stop there because he also has CoTown Tint, which is a mobile tint and detailing business that offers the best high quality film and products and will be all competitive prices. If you need your car detailed, you call up Frank. He comes, picks it up from your job and brings it back, and it's super sparkly and lit. I love me some CoTown Tint. And Frank doesn't stop there because we also know that he rents inflatables like a mechanical bull, which I love riding, a margarita machine, tables, chairs, and a foam machine, and more, making all your parties lit. Basically, if you ask Frank to do it, he says yes. Frank, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you, bro. Of course, to my boy David Santabañez, the #1 sales agent at Alinea Real Estate. He'll help you buy a home or sell your home. Make sure you follow him on Facebook at David with Alinea, or call the number on the screen, darling, for all your real estate needs. David is helping you buy and sell your property. Every time I log onto Facebook, he's helping somebody else out, and I love all his success. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode, bro. I truly appreciate you. Of course, to Pee Wee's Crab Cakes on the Go with my girl Anika Armstrong, which has become my new obsession, serving the most authentic Cajun cuisine with a wide selection of signature crab cakes, pasta, seafood, and more. Their top recommended is the Southern Fried Catfish Special, served with seafood pasta and potato salad and 6 fried shrimp. Fish is topped with Houdat sauce, and I'm not telling you what it is because you got to go figure it out at 108 Jim Drive in Hewitt. You can order online at orderpeeweescrabcakesonthego.com. My favorite, of course, are the seafood tacos and the chicken tacos. I know it's like tacos at a Cajun place. Yes, believe me, it's delicious. Anika, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to Rosalinda's Insurance with my girl Rosalinda Perez. You can contact her for all insurance needs, including auto, life, home, literally everything. She also helps with notary services, which we all need every once in a while. When we don't think we need it is when we need it. Rosalinda, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. Make sure you guys contact her on the number on your screen for your next insurance quote. Y se habla español. Rosalinda, thank you so much. Muchas gracias for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, to my boy Marcus Cordero with Midway Nutrition. He's located on Hewitt Drive. He offers meal replacement shakes with tons of different flavors. A little bit of a healthier meal replacement, which I absolutely love after a great workout. And my favorite flavor is the Honey Nut Cheerio, which I say in every episode. He also has Waco Nutrition and Energy located on Spate, in case you're on that side of town. Marcos, thank you so much for your continuous support of The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you. Make sure you guys go check out Midway Nutrition today. Thank you, Marcos. Appreciate you. All right, guys. So like I said, this guest was kind of highly referred to me. I did my homework and I was like, I don't know, let me see why he was doing that. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like there's a story, and I really didn't ask him too much before he came on because I'm going to get it out of him now. He also was spectated, or he brought his nephews with him. And I said there's a lot lot of cursing, but then I didn't really think about that because they look like they go to university and they curse all the time. So anyway, without further ado, I would love to welcome, and who just came in from out of town and just graduated college, Mr. Ulises Rosas to the Public Affair. How you doing?
I'm doing well,
Good.
Super excited.
I'm really happy that you're here. When I said that I had to take off my jacket, I'm getting a little sweaty, darling. It's getting a little hot in here. Yeah. No, thank you for coming. You just drove into, well, we talked what, like a month ago?
We did.
Then you said that, you're going to be back in town in December.
Yep.
And so I had a whole reminder set on my phone for you to come.
Yeah.
And I was actually on my way to Las Vegas when I texted you.
Oh, that's cool.
No, we drove, which was not cool.
I was like,
so boring.
awesome.
Holy shit. We run out of shit to talk about for 17 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're not gay, so it's like you can't do anything else.
And there's nothing on the way, right?
There's nothing. It's desert and what do they call them? Joshua trees.
Yeah.
And like trailers, and it's disgusting and it's so boring. But then when you get to Vegas, it's cute.
It sounds like driving to Midland. There's literally nothing out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing.
It's boring. It's so boring. But no, Vegas was fun. And so I'm really happy that you even remember to consider coming on to the Public Affair. I really appreciate it. I like to reach out to different kind of people. Of course, like you run a Raising Cane's, which I love Raising Cane's.
Awesome.
It's a little bit out of my diet plan, so I try to eat it like on the weekends. But I do love some Raising Cane's. But I was told by several people that Ulises has a pretty cool story. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to see what it was all about. So welcome, and can you introduce yourself to us, please?
For sure. My name is Ulises, of course. Lived in Waco for about 18 years.
Okay.
Moved away, went to college. And then I actually met my wife I think it was 2015, 2016.
In college?
No, I actually met her here in Waco.
Oh, here in Waco.
I would come home all the time.
Okay, gotcha.
Like every weekend, every other weekend, I would come home.
I was going to say one of those college parties gone wrong.
No,
right, in this case, gone right.
Yeah, gone right. If you think about it.
Sometimes they go wrong. Most times they go wrong. I've been there, done that. All right.
Yeah. But no, when I went to college, I actually started at Cane's.
Okay, gotcha.
Had nothing going on, literally. Had no money in the bank account.
Cane's.
Yeah, I was like,
fast food.
Come on. And they actually opened the first one in Arlington. And I went to apply. Ended up getting the job, and was making $8 an hour, and kind of went from there.
Right.
Went to another Raising Cane's, got promoted.
Okay.
And then so I was operation manager, met my wife here in Waco.
Right.
And they had the opportunity to open Raising Cane's here in Waco.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want that.
You want in on because you're from here. Yeah, for sure.
I want that. So I tried, got it. That's when I ended up moving back to Waco.
Oh, okay,
got
you.
And then the family started, ended up having the kids.
Yeah.
Had 2 little girls.
Oh.
Zoe and Aria, which is pretty cool. Like I wanted a boy. Like when I tell you I had shoes saved.
Do you still not have a boy?
I have a boy.
Oh, you have a boy now. Okay.
I have a boy.
Finally. So now we can stop.
A month ago. Yeah, we're done.
I bet that gets really tiring.
We're
it's
done,
like, shit.
My bank account and the amount of kids I got, it's not adding up, So I gotta cut it. I gotta cut it off.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a boy last month.
Yeah.
His name's Luca.
Oh.
Super excited about that. Yeah. So
that's a pretty unique name.
It is. Yeah. So we went with the 4-letter name. So my dog, his name's Espen. So ESPN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like the news channel. Oh, no, the sports channel. Excuse me.
Yeah. Same thing.
My lifestyle showing. We watched ESPN in Vegas. Go ahead.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay,
There
cool.
was a football game.
I love ESPN.
I don't watch that shit.
No?
No. Do I look like I watch sports? I watch, I was just telling you, my best friend's wife is cleaning my house right now, and my internet tab is porn because I really hope she doesn't click the internet tab. But go ahead.
That's funny.
She's not going to. I left it on YouTube for her. But anyway,
until she swipes left.
She's gonna be like, Andrew, what the hell? I'm sorry.
But no, she was on. So we had ESPN.
Okay.
Then we have Zoe, which is a 4-letter name. And then
Aria.
Yep.
Okay.
Aria, Arya.
Okay.
And then Luca.
Why 4-letter names? What's the purpose?
It just it wasn't really a purpose. It just kind of fell into it.
It's just how that
So
happened.
we had Aria, we had Zoe, and then we were like, oh, we have to keep it going. Like, there's no way we can get the boy and go, let's name him Phil.
Well, because Ulises is definitely not a 4-letter name.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, I don't want him to feel left out because so my mom, her name starts with the A.
Okay.
Both of my brothers' names start with the A.
Gotcha.
My grandma's name starts with the A.
Yeah.
And then I'm Ulises.
I got you for sure.
Yeah. I don't want them to feel left out.
Yeah,
so I said, let's keep it, keep a 4-letter name. And my wife is actually the one that came up with Luca.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're big into basketball and watch the Dallas Mavericks, and they have a player named Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
And I always be around the house like, Luka Doncic. And she liked it, so she came
That's what's up. Okay. Hey, you know what, Ulises, can we talk a little bit about like your life growing up and stuff like that? You mentioned that you're from Waco.
Yep.
Talk to me a little bit about your family dynamic and stuff. Like, what do you want to share with us? I want to know about Ulises' life growing up.
Cool. I mean, it's not really too interesting, man, to be honest. You know, I have 2 older brothers, Alexis and Adrian, and then of course my mom. We had a really small family.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, so we didn't have any like immediate family here in Waco. Okay. It was kind of just us. You know, we my parents my mom came from Mexico. She came across the border,
right?
You know, the old-fashioned way, not the right way, but the old-fashioned way.
Are we talking about like she was invited to a wedding type shit?
Yeah, kind of.
Or she crossed the desert.
She crossed.
I had a guest on here, Sarahi, who said she crossed the fucking desert. I didn't know it was all that.
Yeah, she crossed it, man. But you know, I'm just grateful she did it because you know, she literally gave up everything to come here with nothing and you know, give us the opportunities. So you know, it's kind of cool, and you know, watching her work, and you know, because that's all they did. You know, right. I mean, our parents worked really hard for not a lot of money. Okay. You know, so they just grew up. I went to Providence Heights, which is like a block away from my house. You know, then we went to Carver. Then we graduated from Waco High.
Oh, gotcha.
Where I went to for.
Oh, so they're not from university? I'm just assuming shit.
They go to Waco High.
They go to Waco High. Well, they curse too. We were just talking about that, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they fight and everything over there.
They put a fence around it.
Did they really? Yeah, I didn't know about all that.
Yeah, man, they got a fence around that. You can't leave. They made a little prison.
Yeah, I got you.
But no, it was cool, man. It was cool growing up in that kind of like environment. And, you know, for us, like, I mean, we didn't have a lot, but at that time, you didn't know, right? Like you were growing into it and you didn't know what you had. But now you look back and be like, man, we really didn't have as much, but we still had fun.
Okay.
And that's what matters.
Yeah, you mentioned your mom a lot. Are they together, your parents? Or
No, they're separated.
So did you grow up like in a single parent household?
No, they were actually, I had my stepdad actually involved.
Oh, you had your stepdad?
Yeah, I had my stepdad, and he was a big part of my life growing up. And,
really?
You know, and then they split up when we were older already.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah,
So is the real dad, is he kind of just not?
No, he's not in the picture.
Do you ever speak with him?
No, never did. Never wanted to, actually.
So have you ever met him? Like,
no.
I wonder what that's like.
I met him when I was like little bitty.
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
You know, 1, 2 years old, 3, I think is like the oldest. But like I don't remember him at all. But I kind of don't want to remember him. You know,
really?
Like just when everything happened and they went through some stuff. You know, it just for me, it just felt like there's no like my dad was my stepdad.
Okay, gotcha.
Like that's who I looked at. That's all I cared. Like if he was in my life and I knew him, I didn't care about anybody else.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you're still close with your stepdad though.
Yeah.
Okay, so but like with the real dad though, I mean, like is he even around here or?
Well, so he was actually from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So that's when she came across. And, and came over here.
Okay.
And you know she brought my older brother with her. And then they just kind of, that's why she decided to do it. You know, she didn't want that life anymore. So she left him and came across.
Was he like the fast life kind of guy?
Yeah.
Those are the best ones though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The best ones.
Like, I can't wait to be a kingpin's man. You know what I mean? Where my man's selling cocaine and I don't have to work, so it doesn't even fucking matter. I'm at the pool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to insinuate that that's what your dad's doing, allegedly. You know what I mean? But I guess if he's all bad news bears, you don't want anything to do with it. Do you think that it will affect you as a father yourself? Like, I mean, because you really didn't, like, I always feel like, yes, you had the stepdad or whatever, but I was, I guess, fortunate that my parents stood together, and they're still, I don't know how, because they fight.
Awesome.
It is great, but they fight like 2 grown-ass men, which is fucking crazy. And I love them. But
that's how you know they love each other.
I guess. That's how you know. Damn. I mean, well, my dad wasn't, selling cocaine in Mexico either, but because we're definitely Puerto Rican. But, I always feel like there has to be like a kind of void in your life when like your biological parent isn't there. Is this something that you ever struggled with growing up?
Not really, to be 100% honest.
Really?
Yeah, like there was nothing I kind of like dwelled on or kind of had those emotions where I was like, man, like I never had, you know, because I always had my stepdad that looked at as my dad.
Okay,
gotcha. So I guess it was different if like maybe I was like 10, and then I finally met my stepdad, but I never felt like that, and I think even now, it helps me out to be a great father because I'm there for them. Like, I never want to have that kind of relationship with them where it's like they don't want to see me.
Like, that's gotta be shitty.
Yeah, man. Like,
Ulysses' real dad. Like, come on. No, for real. Can you imagine how shitty that is when your kids don't even want to fucking see you?
Yeah. I mean, and I don't want that. I want to be way different. I think that's what helped me.
Yeah.
But I'm really like I've always been like this for. It's like if they don't want to be in the life, like I'm not gonna make them or force them. It's up to them. Like I'm not losing anything.
Yeah, I got you.
Like
I don't know. I'm different than you. I'm that type of person that needs a fucking explanation because I'm so cool and like funny and I totally got it going on.
Yeah.
So how do you not want me a part of your life?
It just makes for me. It makes me realize like man, like And then want to be in it. Like, what's the point of forcing it?
Okay, no, but you do make sense. That makes a lot of sense. Do you think the same thing can be said for your? I mean, you have 2 brothers. Do you have a sister at all, or?
I don't have no sisters.
You don't have no sisters. Okay. No. Do you think the same thing can be said for your brothers? Like,
I think my older brother. He of course he wasn't. He didn't care at all. Yeah. But my middle brother, I think he wanted to know him. Okay. And he's a little different than I was, but he was also older. Yeah. So, he was, I think, 5 or 6. So he kind of remembers a little bit more than I do. Okay. But for me,
you're just like, okay. You think that might change in the future, though? No. Like, you know what? No. That was quick. I can
care less. Yeah. Honest. If he cares, he don't, if somebody doesn't care reaching out to you, right? Why should I care?
No, you're right. Yeah, no, I got you. I often wonder because, right, I don't care. Right now, my niece and nephew are right now being raised without their father. My brother's in jail. So I wonder, like, they're kids right now, but he's in jail for a really long time. Yeah. So I don't know how that will affect them in 10 years. Now, I haven't seen them in a while either. They live in a different city. Okay. But I always kind of wonder, I wonder how that's going to affect them with, like, my brother not being a part of their life. I think they have several stepdads. Shade. And so, I don't know if that, is that shitty?
Drop the mic.
No, I think they do. I'm not trying to be funny. I think she has a new. She's got a man all the time, which I don't. Anyway. So I would always wonder.
Your brother's gonna watch this like what?
No, but I wonder how that's gonna affect them. With growing up, because like sure you have all these other men in your life, but what about your real dad? Not to say that with my personal opinion and. Think he was as great a father anyway. You know what I mean? That's my personal opinion. I'm entitled to it. Whoever gets upset, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Yeah. But it sucks to think. Like I used to think I had it so bad because me and my dad, like we fought like cats and dogs when I was growing up. Like I couldn't fucking stand him. And now it's like my dad's cool as hell. And all my friends I think like him more than me. And so, you know what I mean? Because he's like the very masculine version of Andrew G. Like, and I'm like his little bitch daughter. But now it's like I often think, geez, I didn't have it that bad. We had such a turmoilous relationship growing up, but like you grew up without one. You know what I mean? So it really makes you see things in a different perspective. So for you, it's easy to just say like, I don't even. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But even though your mom and your stepdad are not together, you guys still are a pretty close relationship, would you say?
I think we did lose that relationship, a little bit. But I mean, I still look at him as my dad.
You know what? But it doesn't seem like anything phases you because you came in with the biggest smile on your face. Like I was all stressed out this morning for some stupid ass shit. Like I couldn't. Anyway.
Man. Like I think that. You kind of live the life you live, and I've been really fortunate. Like, my life, the last, let's say, 10 years, it's rare that something goes bad.
I got you.
And like, I think when something does go bad or something goes wrong, like, I think I have too many good things going on or good things happen that I can't, like, dwell on it and say, man, like.
The pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like, man, that's bad, but, look what else I have. Yeah. And I think when I look at my kids, it's kind of like, it makes it all worth it. Like, regardless of what's going on, like, they're healthy, they're having fun, they're safe, like. Why am I gonna be mad or over trips?
I used to tell that to this guy. We're not friends anymore, but when we used to be friends, and he would get so upset because he couldn't get a girlfriend. But like, damn it, like your dad pays for your college, you live in this house for free, like shit.
A bum. Oh, sorry, that's your friend.
No, he's not my friend.
Okay, well,
and you hit the nail on the head, darling. Yeah. But anyway, we don't speak. But
but bums need love too.
No. Well, all the guys I end up fucking end up being bums. So I don't know how that happens.
You know how to pick them.
Yeah, but they're the best ones. But it's like no. When we were friends, I used to tell him like I even had him write down a list one time. Like why don't you really write down what's good in your life and then the one bad thing that you couldn't get a girlfriend. You know what I mean? That causes you to do all these extracurricular things is how we'll put it. You know what I mean? Like why don't you do that? And he did it once and it worked. And then I don't know. We haven't spoken to him in like a year and a half, but whatever. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. And so, okay, well, you know what? So I want to get straight into it. We mentioned that you run a Raising Cane's. So
I do.
Do you own it or do you run it? How does that work?
I run it. I'm a partner with the company.
Okay, let's start about how you ended up leading to run your own Raising Cane's, because a lot of people use. I would say that's fair to say that's fast food. food, right?
It is.
It's fast food-ish. You know, I don't eat a lot of fast food anymore. It's so man. And so, but you know, a lot of people use fast food jobs like as a stepping stone.
They do.
You know, okay. So you made it into this full-blown ass career.
I did.
Can we learn about how you ended up running your own Raising Cane's?
Yeah. It was pretty easy, to be 100% honest, but I think the road was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The way I did it, because a lot of people look at it like, you know, they don't want to put the work into something, right? Like especially nowadays, it's like, oh, you're paying $10, you're paying $11, you know, but they don't see the growth in it.
Right.
Like some people rather make $15 an hour.
Right off the bat, yeah.
Yeah, and then in 5 years they make 17 instead of.
Well, you just said that you were started off at 8.
I started off at $8.
Yeah,
yeah. And, you know, I was 20. I was 20 when I started at Cane's, making $8 an hour.
And that wasn't shit. Yeah.
I looked at $8 like it was my life. Yeah. Like I was like, hey, I'm gonna die for $8.
Bro, I can't even wipe my ass with $8 an hour. Okay.
Yeah, man. But it grew into something that was amazing. So I started in Arlington again. Started as a crew member, fry cook, cashier, doing everything, right? And you know, like I said, like if I was making $8, you paying me, I'm gonna work hard. Like I'm gonna do what I gotta do and show I'm gonna do it.
Okay, gotcha.
And then you know they saw it and actually ended up coming back to Waco for the summer, where I was going to school in Arlington. I was going to University of Texas at that time. Okay. I came back to Waco.
Yeah.
And then I went to this Raising Cane's here in Waco. Okay. And, you know, he saw the potential in me. And then he actually helped me get promoted back in Arlington because I was going back for the fall semester.
Yeah.
Became a manager, worked there for a little bit. And then they're actually opening another one in Arlington. Again, I started at Raising Cane's when there was less than 100 restaurants.
I mean,
yeah. So, like,
from the beginning.
Yeah, like, it was, like, small. So, like, I would always think in my mind, like, man, like think about McDonald's, think about other companies like that. There's thousands of them. And I'm starting when there's one that's less than 100.
Okay.
I was like, so I kind of saw the growth when I was young.
And they still got 4 menu items.
They still got 4 menu items.
And for some reason are doing like phenomenal.
When I tell you when I first started there, again, we were the first ones kind of in DF Dub, right? Like there was a few, but not a lot.
Yeah.
So every single day somebody would come and goes, y'all don't have gravy? There's no way y'all gonna make it in Texas.
Okay.
All the time.
That's why I fucked with y'all though, because you know I don't fuck with gravy.
Yeah,
I'm from New York. We don't eat white gravy. Okay?
Gravy's okay, but it's not like it doesn't make it.
I like that sauce that you guys have. No, I fucking can't stand white gravy. I'm sorry, I can't. Like I like Bush's. I love Bush's. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when I was fatter, I mean fat as fuck, I used to go to Bush's and get the number 2. I mean, I would put the white gravy with the ketchup and the salt. What is it? The serendipity.
The serendipity.
Yeah. That was when it was good, but now I can't stand fucking white gravy. That's why I always was attracted to Raising Cane's because I felt like it was just a tad different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is, and I think that's what gets people, right? Everybody's used to gravy, right? Everybody's like, well, you don't sell gravy, you don't sell gravy, you don't sell gravy.
It's like customary.
Yeah, but if you try something different, I think that's what kind of hits, right? It's like that. Oh man, like they don't have gravy. That's what I want,
right? That cane sauce.
Oh man, they put something in it.
I love rolling around in it. Anyway.
But no, yeah. So I saw the growth in it, and they actually opened up another one in Arlington. Actually in the transfer, and then that's where I got promoted to operation manager.
Oh, okay.
You know, we did really well at that restaurant, you know, and you know, you don't think that, again, I was making $8 an hour,
right.
You know, at the job. And again, a lot of people don't look at that and go, man, I can grow that into a career.
For sure.
But, you know, the money started kind of changing. It started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then, like, it started growing. I mean, we have 600 restaurants now.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
so,
crazy.
like, again, it's nuts. So you see the growth. And that's when it came up in Arlington to come back to Waco.
Okay.
Took this restaurant.
So you came back to Waco because we're opening one in Waco. So
exactly.
Ulises, go run it.
Yeah,
or you want to run it.
Yeah. I wanted to run it. You know, like I was like, man, this is home.
Right.
You know, my wife was pregnant at the time.
It's the one over there next to Cheddar's, right? That was the first one.
So that was the first one.
Okay.
And then they opened one in Hewitt. And
because that's where I live.
Yeah, I ran the one here by Baylor.
Oh, okay.
Down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, but you had to earn it. You know, it wasn't just like, hey, I want that one. Here you go. Like, here goes the papers. You know, it was like you had to run a great restaurant, and you had to make sure you had the growth, and they had to believe in you, and that's what the hardest part was.
What did you do as an employee at Raising Cane's to prove, hey, I can run my own restaurant? Yeah. You know what I mean?
You know, I mean, I just worked hard. Yeah. You know, like when I tell you I worked hard, like I dedicated my life to it. You know, like I think I can look back and I worked there. So I just hit my 10-year anniversary in October for Cane's. Yeah. Okay. And I think just looking at it, I think I missed maybe one day.
That's it.
Years. Like when I tell you I don't miss, like if I go in, I go in.
Baby, I'm no, my full-time job I don't call in as much right now. No, I don't. I've only called in like once because I threw out my back, and then twice. Once. And so, and then I think that my prior employer that I was at 11 years, I was the call-in. I'm not working Sunday. I'm not working this day. Like I knew how to. I knew how to abuse the attendance policy at that last job. For sure. You know what I mean? So I was that person.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
No, yeah. God literally was like so dedicated to it. You know,
okay,
like
gotcha.
I just, I just felt like I saw something in it, and like I wanted to improve myself. And like for me, like it's not really that. Like I was like, oh man, like I love working. It was more that I always wanted to be the best, right? Like if I do something, I want to do it the best, regardless of what it is.
Got you.
Yeah, and like I always want to be the best crew member, the best manager, the best operation manager, whatever it is. I want to be the best.
Were you that coworker where they were like, oh my God, he's happy? Like,
yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, how is he happy to be here? This is so fucking miserable.
I love it. Like I'll go and work. I'm like, I'm dancing. I'm like,
oh God.
I'm a little hyper.
That's how it started when I was at my long-term one, not this one now, but the one before. I was that one, and then at the end, I was like nightmare bitch. I was like, fuck this place. I hate it here. You know what I mean?
Fuck this job. No, but like I'm super hyper when I'm at work, like super hyper. So, but it also makes it fun. You know, it makes it fun for the crew. And
sometimes it wasn't though, Ulises. Sometimes we don't want all that. You know what? But I think it's fair to say because you do work in a fast food, so I think there's a certain type of persons that work at fast food. I mean, it's an entry level job, fair to speak.
For sure.
So how do you now that you've been there and you're kind of veteran, you know what I mean? How do you, I guess, work with that? You know?
So like I think for me is more like I think it's easier for me than a lot of other people because I kind of started from the bottom and worked my way up, so I know exactly what it takes to grow.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, I can pinpoint like, hey man, like this dude's gonna be good.
Right.
You know, you can see stuff in him. You know, for me, it's kind of like, okay, cool. These are all coming up, right? But like instead of saying, hey, this is just a job for you to go to another job and get better, like why don't you stay at this job? Like this can be a career. And I'm like I've done it, you know, I've done it, I've made it, you know, I'm where people want to be. So being able to explain to them and keeping them and building that culture, building that bench for them is huge. And that's kind of what I go for now is like, hey man, like you can do this too. Like anybody can do this.
I feel like it's so, because like in school, for instance, growing, like we're relatively the same age. How old are you?
I turned 30 this year.
I'm 30. So 30? Yeah, so we're, 30, I didn't do shit besides eat Fuji and go to bed. But no, I feel like, so it's fair to say like when we were growing up, like in school and stuff, it's like, no, you can't work in fast food your whole life. Like, what are you going to do? Flip burgers or fry tenders? You know what I mean? Yeah. You know? And so there's this thing installed in our head where it's like, well, I can't do that. Like, that's not going to be my future. You know what I mean? How do you able to convince yourself or another person that that's okay to do that, you know? Because they're being so conditioned otherwise. You know what I mean?
I think Cane's kind of helps me do it by itself just because of the culture about it, right? We close every single holiday. Okay. Right? We're closed early on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So like the culture is different than like a McDonald's where they're open every single day of the year. Yeah. You know, like it's just fun to work there. You know, it's cool things that we do, and then also the money is crazy. The money is like insane once you start getting to the upper levels. And, you know, like so I became a GM. I was making decent money. And, you know, compared to what I made 10 years ago, I mean, it's crazy because so I actually got promoted. I became a restaurant partner about 2 years ago.
Got you.
And that program right there is like, I mean, it can make you a millionaire in 10 years. Okay. You know, and like you would never have thought that. Yeah. Like,
are you a millionaire now?
No, I wish. I wish. I'm getting there.
Let me hold $20.
You see the way it works. That's how I stay rich. No, but no, I mean, that's the goal. That's the end goal, you know? So hopefully in like 10 years, you know, I can call myself a millionaire because of this program. And there's not a lot of other places doing that. You know? Like we kind of I talk to my like people who I grew up with, and you know, they see how much I make, and they're like, what? And I'm like, and it's
you might not want to share that on this show though. You might get robbed. No.
I don't make that much.
You know what? I actually hate talking about money. We were talking. I was, you know, my friend Israel Carbajal is one of the ones who heavily referred me to you. Awesome. And we were talking. Up? Yeah, what's Israel. Up? you know, he was on the show. You got to go back and watch it.
I did watch it.
Him and his brother, and okay. And so, you know, we were talking yesterday, and people so bad want to know like how much I make like off of this or how much I make like just at my job. Like I have found it so annoying talking about money. No, I don't want to.
Put it right here.
I'm not gonna share. No, I found it so annoying that people ask me that, like, what fucking business are yours? You know what I mean? Like, just know I'm good. You know?
I'm actually the opposite, and the reason
really,
the reason why, and the reason why I'm opposite is because like I feel like if you tell somebody, hey, I make this much, right? Like, especially at a job that you're trying to get people invested, right? You tell them like, hey man, I make around this much. I don't tell them exactly how much I make, but I give them a kind of an estimate, right? And they kind of buy into it. Okay. Because a lot of times they look at it, it's like, oh man, you probably don't make that much. You know? It's like, Man.
Oh, because they think you work for Cane's and it's just fast food and
they're like, oh man, you don't make a lot. And sometimes like I can tell somebody, like I'm like, hey man, I make this much, but I only tell them if I know that they can grow.
Yeah.
Like it's worth it. Like I'm not just wasting my time and telling you. Like I want them to be invested in companies so I can promote them and build them. And I actually have a few people when I moved to Midland. Okay. They opened that location. Yeah. They gave me an opportunity to go run it, so I did it, and I took his name's Andrew Gonzalez. He was my shift manager.
There's only one Andrew G though.
There's only one Andrew G. But no, he was actually the first crew member I hired for this location here in Baylor. First one I hired. I
have to go visit.
Come visit. Well, he's in Midland now.
Oh, he's in Midland now.
So he came with me. Yeah, so he came in because he believed in me, and it's cool. Yeah. It's cool to kind of have that that kind of father figure in a way for him
so he's
to be able
older.
to believe in me. No. He believes in me, so he kind of looks at me.
Oh, he looks at you as the father. Okay, I was gonna say if he's older, like
no.
Give my number. But if he's younger, no, you keep him.
Yeah,
no, I don't do younger.
He's younger, but it was cool. Like think about it. He left 5 hours away just to come work with me.
Just to come work with you. Yeah.
But
so you inspired him to do that. So it's a good
also because
feeling.
he understands, like, hey man, like this is what you want. You can get it. And I actually promoted him out there. So now he's my operations manager. Hoping to get to the goal of where I'm at. But that's the person I told how much I make. Because he sees it. He's like, man, like, hey, I'm working towards something. Yeah, I'm working towards a purpose, and this is what can happen if you work hard. So that's the reason I talk about it.
And that's so interesting for you to like discuss too, because like I always tell people, like, I think your happiness comes first over money. And like I had, I've shared it. I had left my full-time job to go full-time at the radio station, and then that didn't work out, and I wasn't making shit there. but I was happy, you know what I mean? Because I was doing something that I liked to do, you know what I mean? And then now I'm not there anymore. But I always tell people, like, it doesn't even matter how much you're making, because my job prior to my full-time job now, the one that I was at for 11 years, I was making decent money. Like I was there for 11 years, you know what I mean? So I was making all right money, but I wasn't happy there neither. You know what I mean? So I think it's pretty cool and interesting for you to notate or say that even at a Raising Cane's, not to make it sound like it's some type of way, but you're happy there and you're making really good money. You know what I mean? How much creative control do you have in running your store? I mean, because like, is there like a set standard for who you can hire? Like you have to hire this person, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because like I feel like we're not gonna name any other fast food restaurants for legal purposes, but I feel like those, since they're entry level jobs, they just hire anybody, and sometimes it's really shitty and sometimes it's really not. You know, how do you not do that? Like,
so I mean, I think I've been doing it for a while now. So for me, it's more like, I mean, you have control of who you hire at the end of the day. Like if you think they're gonna be a great.
So they're not saying, but you have to hire this person. Like
no.
Okay, gotcha.
They're not telling you exactly who to hire.
Right.
But then again, like I think you have to have the same kind of mindset that Cane's has when you're running a restaurant. And you have to be like, okay, cool, this guy would be great for Cane's. Right. Or this guy might fit in great with the crew, or this might be their first job, or for sure. They're just looking for a chance.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have a lot of control of who you hire. Okay. For me, I look at a lot of people who need a job, or maybe who wouldn't have that many chances, or maybe a first job. Yeah. Cane's is a great first job. Right. So.
Well, it looks like it could be a really good long-term job too.
Man, right? Dude, when I tell you, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, it's
making
cool.
me want a number 2. Oh, you don't have number 2s, right?
Oh, wow.
But excuse me. Hey, I told you I don't eat a lot of fast food.
We'll cut this part out.
My friends love Cane's, but like they go all the time. But no, you have the 3-piece and the 3-piece and the 6-piece.
Yeah, the 6-piece.
Anyway, just continue. The Caniac combo.
No, it's funny because when we're pretty new compared to a lot of other places, right? So people come like, can I get the number 1? We're like, the what?
Right,
which one is that? Like, which one is it? And they're like, number 6 or the number 5. We're like, we don't have numbers on the menu.
There is no numbers.
Yeah, there's no numbers.
Okay, got you.
But yeah, it's like this, the box combo, Caniac combo, 3-finger combo, kids meal. It's simple. It's really simple.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not 1% that substitutes the toast for 2 coleslaws.
You get 2 coleslaws?
I do.
But the coleslaw is really good.
It's so good. I love your coleslaw. Oh my God. I want to roll in that too. Yeah.
I'm telling you, taste buds are messed up on some people, man.
No, for real. I can't stand. Yeah, I bought a couple of the guys that I bought lunch for one time, and they asked for Caniac combos, those big ass ones. Yeah. Spent about $40. I was like, oh shit. But I'm not making that kind of money. But they wanted the 2 breads instead of the coleslaw, which I thought was like disgusting, because I love y'all's coleslaw. I don't know what it is about it that just gets my just tickles my fancy, Ulises. I just don't know.
I love it too, man. When I tell you, I get it. Like I'll get 2 of them, put them in a little bowl, and eat them. Just like it's so good. Like people sleep on it.
They really are. Do you find yourself in a lot of challenges running a store like that?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean,
customers, they're bitches.
Customers are tough, man. Customers are tough.
I'll say it for you.
Man, that's tough, dude. It's crazy. I think, some people are just, they just feel like they're entitled more than some other people, and you kind of get that vibe off of them.
Which is so weird because you only have really 4 menu options.
Yeah,
so it's like, you really can't mess it up.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Dude. And then I think the biggest thing is like we charge for cane sauce. And,
do you really?
Yeah, because we make it in-house. Like it's not a thing where like, we just order it and it comes in the package. Like we literally make it every single morning. We make it.
Okay.
So we charge for it.
What's in it?
Are
you gonna sell this?
The magic, the foot and everything. No, it's good. I mean, I can't.
I want to know what kind of magic's in it.
It's good. It's good magic. Keep eating it.
Yeah, I got you.
But no, man, that's what we charge for it. That's what we charge for it.
Okay.
But no, it's some good stuff.
I'm not allowed to pay for it. I'm sorry. I asked already.
But no, yeah, man, they flip over that. And they're like, it's a condiment. It's this. It's that.
Okay. Because you know what? Like a lot of other restaurants that we again will not name is they will charge like the 35 cents for the barbecue sauce or something like that. You know what I mean? So I guess it's fair to, I mean, at the end of the day, it is a product. You know what I mean? But I'm that person too, like, oh, you gonna charge me extra? You know what I mean? Like, goddamn, Like,
I understand you, like, not wanting to pay it, right? Like, man, it's cool. But the part that gets me is, like, when they get mad about it.
Okay, I got you.
It's like, man, like, we're not forcing you to pay for it.
Right.
But nobody goes to your job and go, Andrew, let me get that mic for free.
Yeah.
I was on the show. It's like, okay.
Well, it's not my mic either. It's Mike's mic. I rent this studio equipment.
But no, it's kind of like, man, like, but I get it. I definitely understand. But yeah, man, the customers, but then again, they're the ones that keep you open. So.
I got you. Yeah, and with that, also dealing with difficult customers, I'm pretty sure that there's a certain level of maybe stress or like something weighing on your shoulders that goes into building a good team of employees. What tactics do you use when doing that? Because a lot of times I'm sure you're hiring teenagers. It's their first job. They don't have really good work ethics. You know what I mean? Yeah. And a lot of people these days, which we should touch into too, don't want to fucking work.
That's true.
One of my really good friends runs a Peter Piper Pizza, and he says, I can't get nobody to work here.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on, Ulises?
Man, I think a lot of times for me, it's more of the culture piece about it, right? Like you want to work with somebody who you want to work for, right? And you will go in, have fun. It doesn't seem like a job in a way,
right?
You're just kind of hanging out with some friends, and that's kind of the environment that I kind of go for is like the culture piece. Like that's what I'm huge at.
Yeah,
like, it's the culture. Like when you work with Ulises, you're gonna get somebody that works hard.
It's fun.
Like I'm not the manager that's gonna be like, hey, y'all go do this. I'm just gonna go over there. Like I'm working with you. When it's
are you
time
saying
to get
there's
down,
other managers that do that?
Oh, 100%. Like they do. And
at your store or not?
No, ours. No. But there's like other company concepts. They're like, man, I can't hire. I'm like, well, do you want to hire? Do you want to work for yourself?
Right.
So you have to build that culture and build that kind of like. That bond with the crew to be able to be wanting to work for you. Like they want to go in, they want to, and again, that's why I talk to certain people about Canes because it builds that culture piece. It builds that like, man, like I want to get promoted or I want to work hard, you know, and they kind of buy into you, and that's a huge thing. And then also flexibility. I think that's a key right there. It's like being able to ask for days off, you know, and be able to not worry about, oh man, we're short staffed. You can't have that day off. We need you that day. When it's like, man, like,
oh, baby.
You want to give them those days off.
I don't ask for days off. I'm not coming.
You're like, I'm not coming.
Do what you need to do, but I will not be there. I tell that to all my friends, Ulises. It's like, listen, we shouldn't, I get that it's a job and, we're at this certain level of like, we have to make ourselves available and stuff, but my time is valuable too. And if I just can't come to work, I really don't feel like I owe you an explanation, number one. Number two, I don't request days off. I'm letting you know that I'm not coming. I used to talk about it with my coworker Chrissy at Power 108 when I worked at the radio station. We used to talk about that same thing because we both agree. Yeah.
Is it when you request it? Is it because they can approve or deny it?
Right.
Kind of thing?
No, I just don't.
You just don't.
I'm letting you know. You can approve, deny whatever the hell you want. I'm just letting you know. But it's also fair to say too, I'm also not one of those people. I did at my prior employer that I was at 11 years. I was requesting days off like a mother, or just taking days off. But these days I've definitely learned to kind of just like stop that because I'm older now. You know what I mean? But no, like I always say that I'm not requesting shit. Like I'm letting you know that I'm not going to be here. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But that's a huge thing. It's like you want that, right? Like that's what you want.
Well, and you probably disagree with that because you are.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like so we have Canes has a system where you just ask off on the phone. You know, you put your phone out and ask off, and I approve everything. If you ask off, I approve it. But that's like my job, right? My job is to be able to approve that for you
and be flexible.
Yeah,
like provide flexibility.
Exactly.
Which is okay.
So you can have that day off. Like you can have as many days off you want as long as just request it. That's all I ask, and I never deny it. And that's what a lot of, I think, other places you get them. They're like, man, I try to ask off this day or like I want this day, and like, no, I need you. And it's yeah.
Do you get them 2 a.m. phone calls?
Oh man, 11, 2, 3, 4. I get calls crazy. Sometimes I wake up and like.
Oh God! But what about? But let's not even act like we weren't a part of that crew. I mean, we're the same age. I've definitely gone to work in the past, hungover as fuck.
Oh, bro!
1 hour of sleep, just like this in the bathroom.
Right. So man, when I was younger, man, there was some times where I went to work. I was like, man, I'm pretty sure if I did that test, the
sobriety testing,
I failed.
Yeah, for sure.
I was making a salad one time.
I've never been to work drunk. I will say that. No, well, yes, I've been on the radio drunk. I have absolutely.
That's different.
Yeah. But that was a night show. Excuse me. It was like 8 o'clock at night. It wasn't nobody listening anyway. Yeah. And so, you know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah, I just got from this quinceañera and lit as hell. You know what I mean? But nowadays, I've never been to work drunk, but I've definitely been to work hungover as hell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
And so, would you rather your employee come into work hungover as hell, or call you at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, I'm not gonna make it?
I think call. Because, you know, like, again, we work with fryers, so we work with oil and stuff like that. So I'd rather be safe than you know, come in and, you know, you're still stumbling and this and that.
The perfume's still in your hair and shit.
Yeah, it's kind of rough, man. But, because, I mean, even though you're hungover, like, you know, sometimes you're still a little bit intoxicated. You know, like, sometimes. I don't want them around there. Yeah. Man, there was some times where I was like, man, you know, when I was, before I started working at Canes, I was a little bit younger. Like, I was really focused at Canes. Like, when I was at Canes, it was like, I would have my fun time, but I knew when to have fun. You know, like if I had to work next day,
you were still responsible.
Yeah, I was like really responsible.
That's always important.
Yeah, but when I was younger, like when I was 18, 19, and I worked for for other companies, you know, like I worked hard, but like I partied hard too. You know, like I had fun, wake up in the morning. You know, Adrian, that was on your show.
Adrian, I've had 100 Adrians.
Adrian Rodriguez.
Episode 4, the drummer.
Yeah, he's like one of my best friends.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, like
love Adrian.
He lives.
I love him.
Me and him lived a block away from each other.
Oh, okay.
So we went to school like Private Heights, Carver, Waco High. Like I mean, we're still close friends. Like to this day.
He's so great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's so
awesome.
kind. Yeah, I really
kind.
He is. He's nice to me. No, I do see him. No, I do see him popping off at the mouth on social media sometimes. He is. You can tell he's very passionate about things that he says.
He deletes my comments.
Oh, does he?
He deletes my.
Oh, because y'all be fighting.
Yeah, I'll post. So like he'll post something, and then I'll post something like he has some misspelled words in there, like some grammar issues, and he hates that. He hates when other people do it.
Yeah.
So I go in there, I comment.
So you're just fucking with him.
Yeah. He'll delete it, and then I'll send him a screenshot like, "Bro, you gonna delete my comment?" But no, me and him were super cool, man. Me and him will have some good times, man. We went out and party.
I'm doing a hosting with Amplified Entertainment. Actually, I don't know by the time this episode comes out, it would have passed already. But
next week, on 18th.
Your episode. This is probably the first episode of the year, if I'm not mistaken. We'll probably be in 2022.
Let's go.
But yeah, I think this is the first episode of the year. Yes, it is. And so, guys, mind you, I'm ahead. So it hasn't even been Christmas yet. But yes, next week, technically, they asked me to do a hosting with them at halftime, and I think he's going to be there. You know, when he came on, it was supposed to be him and DJ Drew, and DJ Drew, he works with DJ Drew.
He had to go.
He was like, something was going on, I don't know. And so it was just Adrian. I really like Adrian. He's cool. I really like him a lot. You know what? Okay, so moving on. You know, as a restaurant owner or a restaurant runner or whatever you call it, you probably had to. We mentioned the bitchy customers, so you probably get the bad reviews a lot. So how did that affect you? Because you're one of those people who love your job and you're all happy-go-lucky about your job, and I love my job, which is very far and few between these days. And so, you know, how do you deal with that when you get the negative comment all over the internet?
At first it was tough, you know, because you get them within your restaurant, right? Like you see a lot of them within your restaurant. Like if you complain, you see the comments, like like you'll get an email and all that stuff. Right. At first it was tough, you know, because you always feel like, man, like, no, we did right. It was fresh, right? But then later on, I kind of started seeing it as like, man, like they're just giving us feedback, and you take it as feedback, you work on it, you know, and you just kind of grow from it.
I bet mind your business. Why you even said that? You're just mad because I charged you 35 cents for caniac sauce. What's it called? Yeah, caniac sauce. Okay.
But yeah, like I mean, I used to look at it like that. Like I used to be like, man, like come on, man, like you're complaining about some caniac sauce. But now I look at it like, man, it's just something we can work on, right? There's always a right way of doing something, and you know, like I think there's always a point there, regardless if, there's some truth in it or not.
Okay.
But you shouldn't, for me, it's like, now I take it as like, man, like that's just something that I can look forward to later on and handle the situation a little bit differently.
Do you get a lot of control in regards to what you put on the menu? Or is there like, okay, because I really want you guys to have grilled chicken so bad. Like I don't.
Naked.
What is that?
It just doesn't have any flour or like batter. They still throw it in the fryer. You still get it in the fryer.
But that's still grilled-ish.
Yeah.
Is it like a healthier alternative? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Why I never knew that?
It's still fried. So
okay, but like it's naked.
It's naked.
I like me some naked meat.
Yeah, it's naked.
Yeah. I'm gonna go do that. Yeah. They're little?
They're little. They shrink.
But I've had all sizes.
They're not growers. They're shrinkers.
They're not showers. They're growers.
Yeah, they're not showers. They're shrinkers.
Anyway, meat's meat. All right? And once you've had one meat, you've had it all. It's delicious. No, I'm glad to know that now. You know what? God. Okay, so we are just running out a little bit of time, Ulises, but I want to talk to you because you just graduated with your Master's of Science from Tarleton.
I did.
Literally just yesterday. Okay?
Yeah, literally.
So, God, you were juggling school and you were juggling running a restaurant. And then you have a family. How the hell did you do it?
My wife.
Oh, okay.
My wife, my kids. I think like when I tell you my wife is amazing, dude, it's like I sometimes look at her like, man, how did I get so lucky?
Yeah.
It's like, man, like dude, she takes care of like everything that like I kind of don't think about sometimes.
Okay, gotcha.
Like because I'm so focused. Like I'm focused about work. I'm focused about school. And like, man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? And she takes care of so much, man. Like she takes care of my kids, like amazing, dude. It's like she was my support system, like I don't know if you saw in that message, I was like, I might graduate. I might go down there for my graduation because I had this one class that I was like, man, it was bad. Like it was my stats class.
Okay.
Horrible at stats, horrible math classes. I don't like them.
Yeah.
And like she was always like, no, you got this. You're gonna graduate. You're gonna graduate.
Yeah.
And like the day I had to take my final on Tuesday. And it was like 12 o'clock at night. And I was like, man, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to get it over with. I'm going to get it done. She's like, you got this, babe. And, it was like kind of that support that you need to push you and like somebody
that doesn't exist these days neither. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah. So, I think that's the thing that got me through everything, And like, I think the older I get, I used to care a lot I about money. Yeah. And I still do. Don't get me wrong. Money, like I'm be mad on a jet ski, Yeah. But like, it was all about money. It was money over everything, right? That was like kind of like my motto.
Right.
Money over everything, I'll do what I have to do. And then I started, I got my wife and I had my kids. Right. And
so you started toning it down a little bit.
I started changing to like, man, like I just want to be happy, Like what can I do to make them happy? So, every time I had a bad day or maybe failed a test or maybe failed an assignment, I was like, man, like I can't do that. Like I have somebody that looks up to me and that needs me.
Okay.
Right. And that's kind of what pushed me and kind of made me want to do it because I got my master's not for like Canes. I got it to kind of break that boundary of like setting a new standard. Because,
got you.
Nobody in my family ever graduated high school.
Oh, is that right?
It's the first one to graduate high school. First one to
Your brothers needed nobody? Oh, wow.
Yeah, first one to graduate high school, first one to graduate.
Your brothers sound like my type.
That's funny. Graduated with my bachelor's and then, went for my master's. And it was just kind of like, I want to be able to show my kids, like, this is normal. Like, this is the normal. Like, regardless if they want to do it or not, because I was successful without school, So I would never push school on my kids and say, hey, you have to go to college or this is what you have to do. Because sometimes it's not it, But I want to give them the opportunity to be like, look, this is something you can do. You can choose a route, right? You want to go work, but pick something you want to do and something that's you're gonna grow in, or go to school,
right? For sure.
But we've done both, so like I kind of want to.
How do you manage to be the only person in your entire family to graduate high school? Like
I don't know.
I mean, what was the dynamic like?
It was cool, I mean, it was kind of like emotional roller coaster, if that makes sense, And I think, but again, like if you want to be the first person to do something in your family, and kind of set that new standard, that also motivates me. Like again, I always want to be the best, and no matter what I do.
Okay, gotcha.
So like I want to, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Like half-assing it. Oh man, I'm gonna put my foot in this. I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. But I think my kids and my
I encourage
family,
trying it once. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my kids and my family actually push me more than anything else.
You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
But you're married, so we're not. Well, that doesn't mean anything. No, I completely get it. But you graduate college. So I mean, is the long-term goal for you to stay at Canes, or now that you have your degree, do you want to pursue something else, or?
Yeah, so I plan on staying in Canes. That's kind of the goal. But again, like Canes doesn't make you have like a master's or like a bachelor's or anything like that.
You didn't need that to move up.
I did that for myself, and then maybe I was looking in the future, and maybe like let's say I decided to leave Canes one year. that can kind of move forward to go to another job and transition to something different because like, you know, my goal, like I love Nike. Like I love shoes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you represent, is that, oh my God, the person who is fucking on the top of my head.
No. Hi, Waco?
No. The guy in his shirt.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Yeah.
It was at the tip of my, Michael Jordan, yeah. You seem to like basketball a lot because you were wearing, did you wear, was that a Kobe?
It was a Kobe shirt,
okay, when you graduated?
Yeah.
Then you love Nike.
I love Nike. Okay. So like if it has to do with Nike, I love it, right? Like even like glasses, like I'm all Nike. Yeah. So like I think my future, like I would want to work for them. That's like my dream job is to work for Nike, you know, and like Canes is just like my amazing job that I have. That's like, man, I fell into it. I love it.
I got you.
Like that's why it's so hard to kind of leave because I know that, you know, I'm gonna miss it. So that's why I have never thought about leaving.
Okay, got you.
But it may be in the future, let's say like 5, 10, 20 years from now, let's say I want to go to Nike. Now I have a really good resume that I can kind of look back at. Okay, well, you have your master's, you have that ability.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, right now, my
it's just something to fall back on.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And then, so right now, my goal is to stay at Canes, get promoted again, and kind of maintain that.
I'm so different. I didn't depend on an education to get where I'm at. I just use my boyish charms.
I didn't either. Like I tell you, I became a GM before I got my bachelor's.
Oh, okay.
So I graduated high school.
But it's good that you have that though. You know what I mean? So not to take that away from you, but I think that's really great. And then, you know, just one last question, you know, because you do run a Canes in Midland. So do you get free Canes? Is your family tired of Canes? Like
I'm tired of Canes. Because my wife always wants it.
Because Canes sounds good right now. Me and my producer are just talking good. We're like, we gotta get some Canes.
So I worked for 10 years. So it's not that you get tired of it. It's just that like, you know, you just want something different. Like, you know, you can eat it and it tastes really good. Yeah. But like, you'd rather have something else if there's an option. Right. And my wife's always like, bring some Canes. Like,
I'm not cooking. Bring some Canes home for dinner.
Bring some kids.
I got you.
You know, and then I know I have to eat it because she's not gonna. You know, I'm like, man.
But you can go to the Canes like right here and be like, excuse me, it's me. Like, do you have like this card? Like, how do they know it's you?
Well.
Like, do you just go in there and then you say
I pay for everything.
Oh, do you?
I pay for everything.
Do you? Oh, okay.
I pay for
you don't go in there and say, I'm Ulises.
No.
Anyway.
I wish.
I guess we'll keep it at that, right? Hey, we'll keep it between us.
Yeah, keep it between us. Exactly.
Well, Ulises, thank you so much for coming on to this episode of The Public Affair. I really appreciate you coming in. I know you just came in from out of town. You probably have a really busy weekend ahead of you with graduation. I'm sure that, you're going to party. I don't drink a lot anymore, so I'm sorry. Otherwise, I party with
Last time I drank it was in September.
Oh, really?
Last year.
Okay. Well, excuse me. I did just get back from Las Vegas and got super litty kitty on Fat Tuesday. I did.
Once in a while, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not once in a while. Every once in a while, it's not bad. But I used to do it every weekend. And it was like, fuck that. And then, I lost a lot of weight. So, so fuck that. But yeah, no, Ulises, thank you so much for coming on to this episode of The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you. I'm definitely going to get some Raising Cane's after this because I am starving. And I'm recording back to back today, actually, too. I have a bit of a break. So I'm definitely going to get some. Thank you again for coming on. Thank you, everybody who watched this episode of The Public Affair one last time. Ulises, I really appreciate meeting you. I appreciate you coming on to the show. You really, really did a great job. So thank you. I appreciate it. And you made us all hungry. I'm glad. We might have to give away some Raising Cane's.
We should. We should, right? Work on something.
Let's talk about it. I'll message you. Okay, gotcha. Before we end this episode, I definitely want to give a shout out to a few of our sponsors of The Public Affair. Of course, to Julian and Ana Banda with Banda's Hauling Service. They rent dump trailers. You fill it up and they haul it away. They also do junk removal and tree brush removals and haul cars in and out of town. So since you live out of town and stuff, if you need your car hauled, you're gonna call Julian and Ana Banda with Banda's Hauling Service. You can book now with the number on the screen. They're another ones that have been super busy. Every time I log on social media, they got some more work, and I'm really proud of them. So big congratulations to you guys. I'm truly, truly happy for you. Of course, to my boy Sid Rodriguez with Elite Barbershop located on Hewitt Drive. You can download the Cut app or call the number on the screen to book. They also have Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, Santos Cordova, D-Rod, and Isaac over there making you look super snackish. I love all those barbers. I love walking into that barbershop and knowing that every single one of those barbers can put hands on my head and make me look super snacky. I love, love, love Elite Barbershop. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the SoCo Soccer Academy with Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez located on Franklin Drive. They offer team, small group, and individual skill training. They also specialize in soccer training with Dominic, and Dominic is making all your kids the next soccer star. Make sure you follow them on Facebook at SoCo Soccer Academy and at SoCo254 on Instagram. I actually sponsor the SoCo Soccer team, and every time they play a game, they win some championship. Tonight, we're having the championship party. They asked me to make my famous baked mac and cheese given to me by my aunt. The ingredient was given to me by my aunt, and that's what we're going to do tonight. So congratulations to the SoCo Soccer team for all of their championships that they won. They've got like 20 trophies. I just go to the games and thank you guys, SoCo, for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to my boy Jeffrey Monreal with Pollo Box and Audio. home for all your LED needs and auto accessories. He also focuses on installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also does building custom subwoofer enclosures, and much more. Definitely a jack of all trades, your one-stop shop to get everything done in one roof. Jeffrey has definitely pimped my ride, and you are next. Make sure you hit up Oyo Box and Audio for your next auto accessory. Jeffrey, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair, and of course, we can't go on without thanking Junior Banda with Fat Boy Michelada and Botana, who provides the best Michelada and Botana plates for yourself or for a party, locally operated, so make sure you get the best and not the rest. Make sure you check out Fat Boy Michelada and Botana's Facebook page for their menu of items that they have. He's always got more and more on the way. He was actually on this show and made a lot of people hungry, and it's delicious. I love me a botana tray. Junior, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. Again, thank you guys again so much for watching. Another big thanks to Ulises. Best of luck to you in the future and everything that goes on. You just got your master's, you're running a cane. It sounds like you're on top of the world. Go take a vacation with your wife and have hot sex. And don't forget, darling, to always, at my open water bottle, keep it between us.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.
Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support and a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.